Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Unidentified Podcast. And today we're gonna go around the world, man. We got a few things going on here, and we're gonna be talking about anywhere from Palestinian and the help me out at pro- protests that we have going on all the way over there to the U.S. and incident that you probably already heard about, but we're gonna go a little more into detail today. Ed, let's get started. What you got for us? Uh,
But they're fighting the peaceful protesters. Not.
Look at that. Mm-mm-mm. No, you can leave the sound. Leave the sound. To be honest with you, I haven't.
I didn't know there were clashes. I mean, I know there were protests and sit-ins that were taking place all over the world, actually, and to demonstrate their solidarity. But I didn't know these clashes were happening in this sense because this is basically peaceful protesters. There are
It's never peaceful, bro. Like they
but
can call themselves whatever they want.
oh, who's, who's bashing who?
Who's pressing
Also,
who?
they were standing outside the
Hmm.
university, blocked entrances. Oh, yeah, that's a way of demonstration. I mean,
Well,
it
I somehow you do have to like get attention, but there's no such, in my opinion, there's no such thing as peaceful like
protest.
protests. Only because like I get it, your intentions personally might be peaceful and bringing a message and getting attention. But the minute you decide that you really want to get attention and you're gonna do what you have to do to get attention, it gets out of hand. There's no way. If you blocking me from getting to point A to point B and I got regular stuff going on, that's not peaceful. I mean that's provocation. Like you're provoking me into reacting to your actions. Does that make sense? So I
Yes.
don't call that peaceful. Peaceful would be you and I having a conversation and reaching an agreement or an understanding. We don't have to agree, but we can have this conversation. And this is not peaceful. If you don't let me do and continue my day, you cannot enforce an idea into me. Like you cannot drill that into my brain. Like you understand? Like it just makes no sense. Somehow we got to find a way to like bring something to an to bring something forward, right?
Yes.
And just be open to whatever happened after that. You can't be like set on this happening. I mean, that's not peaceful. I'm sorry.
What are we here for? Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
Well,
I
those are the
understand.
kind of people that if you brought, you're gonna, and that's part of having something to say, but not being able to like really get something together. You gotta get a bunch of like-minded people and just come to an agreement yourself and with your group, and then bring it forward. And that's a good start. But look at that, he got, uh, oh, I don't know what's going on here.
Yes.
Mhm. Mm.
Yeah, that we all know what is. I didn't know that.
But how doing this here will help something out there? Like,
There's a sense of urgency that's not being felt in the grand population. There's a sense of
okay,
things that need to change, but if nobody listens, yes, you will. I mean, blocking entrances and things like that, not cool. I understand that because people will react, and yeah, that's on the front line of literally a war zone. It's not the same, of course, but it's
I
they are trying to say people's lives are being killed, people's lives are being lost, intentionally killed, and
but
we are out here. We have to do something. What
bringing
can we do?
chaos and confusion is not a productive way of doing this. Is all I'm saying. I
Definitely
I
not.
I get it. Who should be held accountable then? Uh huh. Hmm. Didn't I bring this example forward when I spoke about that issue with Dominican Republic and Haiti and America
Yes,
going in there and telling America.
literally, you said that. Saying,
And you were like kind of cool. Like it sounded to me like you were cool with it. Like that's how
yeah,
things are
this is
done.
how it goes. Yeah, but that was no. They're
But
for aid.
but we're gonna have this issue. It's just a matter of time, and that's why I brought it forward. I wanted to speak on that before it happens. It will happen. But no, no, no. I see your point. I mean, it's already known that I'm gonna agree with that. That's how I feel as well. Explain this to me. Talk to me a little more.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nagayan, talk to me. Help me understand this.
Yep. They had some tunnels. They had some tunnels that they went through. Excavated. Yeah, no, what can I say? I mean, this seems so perfect for the chaos that has happened since, and there's no freaking justification. That's what I'm. Even though you kill innocent people, like you said, like the riots we see on the well like the riots we have in front of us just now. There's no justification to bring more chaos to an already chaotic situation. That won't work. Why bomb the place? Why kill everybody that's innocent or al- 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 allied with
El,
Hamas? Oh, yeah, yeah, but US is gonna step in at some time. You don't think? We're not bailing them out, or you guys are not bailing them out.
well,
Yeah,
yes,
do you
I
mean with
agree.
they is Israel? We're rolling. Okay. Yeah, yeah. If you mean they with being Israel, yes, Israel is causing havoc. Israel is causing all the problem. Israel is instigating all this chaos over there. I mean, Iran is moving in to help and assist. That's already the first step. I heard they launched some drones over to Israel. Didn't make it, of course. Yeah, they have the Iron Dome, but this will be. Believe me, this will generate so much force or retaliation and from all these countries that actually are backing, yeah, if I can say the Muslim world, the Arab world, and peacefully protesting. And yeah, Israel knows that they are being backed by their big brother, to put it like that, and that's the whole yeah, that's the whole sense of the thing. Yeah, but it's
Um, I don't know, man. You are complicated when it comes to these subjects. Nagayan,
Mm.
what else? You got something else? Because I don't want to cut you off, man.
No, 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 I'm good, man. Except Trump.
Talk to me.
No, but
What you mean?
it, it's Trump that's not backing them, luckily. There's a bunch of weapons going to Israel that even from here, the Netherlands, I don't know how many thousands or billions we
But
send
you
over there,
you
even
you
after the
see
war started.
how comfortable we are with helping each other get weapons and how to
Exactly.
like eh, what's up with that? Like maybe it's just me. That's why I don't like talking about it. Bro, listen, that's what I'm saying. This is
This is
like
all
the
over.
type of movie that you know is a you watching a movie, but you can't help but to like stand in front of the TV and be like, "Yo, stupid," like "Da-da-da," or behind you, or like you ever do that, even though that you realize it's a movie, but you still want to say something like, "This is stupid."
Exactly.
We're not looking for solutions. We're looking to pick sides and collect allies and collect like these type of points. We not. This is not a solution type of finance like issue. Okay, and the other thing is like I keep saying this like by causing chaos, I think they get to like do more and hide more and like people don't notice as much. And I see something going on with Hispanics. It's, something's gonna happen with Hispanics in New York City and stuff like that. They freaking, they are freaking putting boatloads of freaking guys in there, giving them all these things. We had a conversation about this, right?
Hmm.
Where they get an Xbox TVs and stuff like that. Take them in, yeah, take them in. I'm down for it. These people are struggling. They can. Some of them are running from their country. Some of them don't have another option. But it's like at this point, it seems like you're doing it on purpose, letting everybody in and sending them to one area. I mean, for one, economy is gonna collapse with your plan that's like currently in motion, right? And the second thing is creating chaos. And you letting us in, put in no order whatsoever, and then complaining about this situation. What you thought was gonna happen.
I mean, I have a point on that, and that's basically for what the figures say that 7% on refugees of people that are coming in through that door, it's more or less 7%, at least for here in the Netherlands, and probably all around the world, it's about the same. And that doesn't cause the economy to collapse. There's more to it.
Not what I'm talking about. Okay, these people are
Yeah,
not working. I see your point, nigga. These are not. These are people who a check comes in, I get taxed when I purchase something, I get taxed for having a house, I get taxed for having a kids. So I understand the people that were born and raised here being aggravated with this whole situation, and that brings tension. Does that make sense?
that makes
But
perfect sense. I mean, that
yeah. So what's happening is like now, like even on YouTube, I'm coming across all these freaking, you know, commercials like, oh yeah, the U.S. government is giving these people like this amount of money and they take it, like, is this on purpose or not? Like, what's going on? It's like somebody blew a freaking hole in the border and just letting everybody like there's no not even an intent to actually like filter this to get paperwork going to identify these people to get them working to disperse them. There's no programs. Everybody is being sent to freaking New York City. Different cultures. I mean, it's Spanish, but how do you think Americans feel? And I think they know
Mhm.
that. Like, if I notice this, I think they notice this. You know what I mean? And you're
Mhm.
just doing this, and Xbox and TV and three square meals and air conditioner all day. You in a hotel room, people are serving you, and all these things. Like, it's what is this? Mhm. Okay. Okay, so who are they? What's their plan? I mean, what are we doing? What is this for? Explain this to me, because I haven't been able to understand this.
Mm.
Okay, help
But
me out. No, I'm willing. Let's hear what you got to say. Like, I'm willing to hear you out. Oh, Nagayan, okay, help me out, man.
no, I have a counterpoint, and you know that I'm strong on, I mean, refugees, and I think the economy needs, even if one in four of those people, one in 10,
Hmm.
uh, gets to get a job and becomes successful in later in life, they come from a background. And if you look at the immigrant path of the New York or wherever, most of these businesses that now are successful are created by people that are, yeah, immigrants, and they have families that come over. And of course, yes, in the beginning you will have to invest in those people, and you will have to, it's like a winning,
Okay,
not per se a
okay.
lottery ticket, but it's like,
Nagayan, I think you're not understanding my point, because my point is this. Okay, let me just be clear on something.
yeah.
My parents, like my father in particular, he
Hmm.
came here around, like he came around. You know this, right?
Hmm.
He didn't use the airplane to get to the US. Just let's say this. He came here illegally. I
Yeah.
could tell the story some other time, but whatever. The point of this right now is like, I haven't said anything about helping anybody. I haven't said anything about letting anybody in. Let them in, help them out. But there's no rhyme, like there's no organization, and they not filtering these people, and it seems to be on purpose. It seems like the whole procedure throughout this is to like rub somebody the wrong way. Does that make sense? I'm not saying nothing about like the borders. I mean, how can I explain this,
Yeah,
guys?
but what you were saying is, it looks like they're trying to
I'm
instigate
not I'm
people
not I'm not I'm
to
not
work each
throwing
other
this on
against each
people.
other.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
If well,
The government is actually, yeah.
it seems like the government or whoever's in charge of this want us to be in the way, and I'm gonna say us because I'm not from here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They want us to look like we in the way, like we taken, and most of us don't come to take anything. We come here for a fair chance to build something, to
Yeah.
get something, to do better for ourselves, and not for only ourselves, for our descendants, right?
Yeah.
That's not what we showing that we are about. We are a very family orientated community, species, race, whatever you want to call us, man. That's not what we showing. What we showing is people like messing around with the cops in New York City, overeating, doing nothing, AC, playing video games, taking money. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
not who we are. And if you have it looking like this, what's the reason for it? Because there is a reason. Does that make sense? And if I see a loophole, if I see a problem, I'm sure there are people who are dedicated to these things would see a problem. Like they would understand the situation even better than I do.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying. There's a reason they doing this. This is not going on under their nose. They're gonna be surprised when something happens, and they're like, "Oh, nah, we will try to help." That's not what's going on here.
But
It's
wouldn't
like
that
let
be the same for showing those images about the riots, the clashes between Palestine pros and against?
no,
That's
and
being.
I'll tell you why. Because I don't know what's going on with the protests. I don't know how it's being organized or anything like that. But I know people who are moving from New York City because it's overwhelming. I know people who say crime isn't like increasing.
Mhm.
I know people who are telling me like you can no longer live in peace over there because it's chaotic. No, no, people who I know. For example, just one example, I have a friend that I used to play Call of Duty with. He moved out. His whole life, he was living in New York City, and he like, yo, this is bad down here. Because I want to go down there to visit soon. Well, I'm going to Long Island, but whatever. My sister moved out. My sister's baby daddy moved out. His friends moved out. His current girlfriend's family moved out. My cousins moved out. It's just bad. Everything expensive. It's just bad. Like you go in the train, all these issues in the train. People are like acting crazy. Everything is going up on price. Cost of living is going up. The wages are not like doing anything for the wages. And then on top of that, all this crime that's going on. Like the cops are like harassing people, and I understand why. I do get why, man. These people are messing around in the streets and doing this and doing that. Like I get it. I understand it. I see why. I don't agree with it, but I see it. You understand me?
Hmm.
And in my opinion, it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time until we start clashing because these people, I don't know. We got too much time in our hands, and we got much money in the, like you got too much time in your hand. You get bored. You get, you mix them with me. Let's say I have money. Feel powerful. I got money. I got more money than you. Tell me, please, because I don't understand it.
Mm.
That was abuse. Mhm. Help 'em. Well, I mean, black and white people die all the time. Like, no, it wouldn't have blew up like that, but it would have been in the news. Like, you mean black on black or black on a white person? No, if it's black on black, if it's on black on black, for my understanding, for what I know, a lot of people would be shaming them. You ought to be ashamed because doing that to one of yours or whatever. No, no, not really. Do you realize that racism is a real thing? Do you realize that profiling is a real thing? It is because I've been profiled. Mhm. Okay, yeah, yes, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, but the problem, I agree, and I see. Uh, yeah. But this is my problem. Once you say this is fake, you are dismissing that life that got lost there. It's not funny. No, 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 no. I don't, I don't, I don't care. Like I know a little bit of his background, and nah, man, don't do that. Because if that was you, I would fight for you, man. Like oh, but these are two different events, though. Like, don't mix this with that. I get it, and that speaks on your character. I get it. That is not you. And I get it or whatever. But he was not being okay. But take this out of the table because he was not being prosecuted for breaking into nobody's house. For it was a $20 bill. Yeah, and I understand, but that's not who what. Mhm. I see how that could do that, but I disagree with that as well. Mhm. I I I understand. I see how it would stick with me, but me doing one is who I am, and me doing the other is what I did. Okay, but so molesting a child is it's if you dare to do that, you sick. There's something wrong with you, and you don't fix that. But when it comes to breaking into somebody's house, I mean, I'm just saying, bro. Like he wasn't being prosecuted or stopped for this issue. I yes, yes. So eliminate the problem right away. Like, okay, I can see that as well. I I really do think that that was excessive force used against him in this matter. I do think that the drugs in his system, yeah, they play a role, but they don't just play a role into the part where it's choked out. No, no, no. It plays a role into the whole thing. Him giving the $20. Okay. Mm-mm. You really think that? You really think so, man? No, 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 no. I believe this was an opportunity that was taken and
Mhm.
transformed into this. But I don't think this was a whole plan. No, 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 no. And this is the thing. Be a little more open to the idea. It's not either this or either that. He got choked out, maybe not purposely. And yes, I do believe the drugs played a big role into this, but it played it from the first hour to the end, to the last one. Does that make sense? So somebody who I the only time you can say that is when it's somebody who is not close to you or does not affect you. If this was exactly, but if this was somebody like that was close to you that you knew day to day, even if he was a nuisance, okay, to you, yeah, I see that. Okay, but you need to be a little more open to. I get it. I get, and he's gone. He's gone. Mm-mm. No, no, no. What I'm talking about, the way we police needs to change. I get that as well. Thank you for throwing that little jab in there. Like I get it. I understand. Mm. I see. I understand. But if I break into my neighbor's house and I do something to them, that what you like? I don't know, man. I get it. I think I'm not a threat because I can organize. Wait. I'm not a threat. because I can organize my ideas. I'm not a threat because I self-analyze constantly. Okay? I check my choices and I'm not a threat. But like if tomorrow something mentally wasn't okay with me and I decide to be a threat, I think I could be a threat. I think uh, even even anything to me is a threat, and that doesn't mean they deserve to lose their life. But that's my point, and we can agree to disagree. Like it's okay. I'm not. Okay. When I was 15 years old, I had a gun pointed to me. My one of my friends had, and I was very angry. First scared and then angry, man. Like I get it. I understand, bro. I'm not dismissing anything you're saying. What I'm saying is cannot just be black or white. There's an in between there. I mean, read between the lines, and that matters as well, man. Him being on drugs made him start making these bad choices. I get it. I understand that. I understand. But as a whole, you understand? But that day, he was not brought down for the issues he did 6 months last year, 8 months, 3 weeks ago. That didn't matter back then. He brought a counterfeit $20 bill into a 7-Eleven or one of these convenience stores. I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to say names. And he got punished because of that. He got mistreated. And this mistreatment, this brutal force led to his death. He was rude. He was kind of menacing to the person in there because of the $20 bill. I can't remember. This was like 2 years ago. Yeah, 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 yeah. But I agree. Let's condemn him for that. He should have got arrested. Yeah, I'm not saying. Yeah, I am. His head hit. But everybody's choices that day led to that situation. I get it. The convenience store guy is the only one that did what he was supposed to do. Yeah. Well, it would seem he ran out of chances, on that day. Hmm. How about this? In some states, right, it's illegal for you to like steal up to a certain amount of money, and they can't stop you, right? If it's cool to do here, why not do it over there? It was a pack of cigarettes, man, because it's illegal. I don't think it's okay in no circumstances. No, but I'm just saying, like you know. Hmm. Hmm. Such a stupid law like that. Once again, it's like they doing this purposely to create chaos and for them to have more open room to do what they got. And and you got something to add to this before we move on, man?
I mean, yeah, I'm a Black Lives Matter guy, and I'll seem still be in the Matrix till this day. And I know the movement was planned way before George Floyd. They were trying to get some traction going, and George Floyd was the one thing that yeah, I don't know why they picked him, but it sparked.
Mhm. And what is such a shame to pick George Floyd. No, nothing against anybody, but what such a shame. A lot of good people, die. I can see that. That's steamy. Yeah. But what's the plan behind this? Why? No, but but no, no, no. I mean that's a tactic. But what's the idea behind it? Talk to me about this. Talk to me because I think I know what you mean, but no, no, go for it. I know you wouldn't hurt yourself. So if something happens, oh my goodness, the guy, you know what he's talking about.
Not at all.
I think I know what he's talking about, but like but you thinking Americans are working for them then? I get the other guys, but like even Americans are like betraying their own country, their own system, about to be a whole bunch of space in Hawaii too.
Mhm.
Land for sale. They got. All right.
We
Well,
tried on chaos.
mm, what? But it's also our fault because we were like, where? What? Where's my camera? Where's my phone? Yeah, stop playing. Nagayan, have you ever like been part of protests and stuff?
Um, I went. I was for Green. I worked for Greenpeace like a little time, like a freebie. And
Mhm.
online, I was protesting against the use of plastics, the excessive use of plastics,
And
and
you, go for it. I'm sorry.
some bee actions. So yeah, the bees are pollinating the crops, and a lot of bees are dying because the what was it? I don't even remember why the bees are dying, but they are using too much what do you call it?
Pesticides.
Pesticides, exactly.
Yeah,
On
that's been a problem, especially here in the U.S. That's why our foods are banned. I would love to do a special on food or just in that industry altogether. But okay. Um, Okay, so let me ask you this. So you as a protester,
Testing.
okay? What's your message?
My message is to bring awareness to people, to
Uh-huh.
to to give options, or let them know for okay, there are better options than to keep on actually providing aid, or how do you say it?
When you say you bring awareness, you're let's make it plain here, right?
Yeah.
Awareness. You mean you pointing at the problem, like Ed said, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then like when it comes to solutions, what solutions do we have?
For the plastics, just simply don't buy things that are in plastic.
Hmm.
Simple as that.
So
Uh,
we do this whole just to point this out. We do this whole movement where there's no more plastic bag in the in supermarkets. Let's say here at the supermarket near me, right? No more plastic bags or anything. But I noticed we packaging one pepper by itself in a plastic bag, and then one this and one that, and all the packages, extra cardboard and extra uh, uh, um packaging, plastic packaging. But we concern about the plastic bags and we concern about these straws.
mhm.
Little counterproductive. You understand? So how about real solutions? Give me real solutions. What are they?
I mean, this is the part where you can place the responsibility on the civilians, and that's why I stopped actually going to Greenpeace, because you can place the responsibility on civilians, or actually the people, to make a change. But the biggest change you can actually achieve by getting to the root of the problem, where who makes these plastic packaging. And if you find out that plastic is made out of petroleum, uh,
Hmm.
that which we found out through we did an episode on that, then you realize, oh, wait a minute, this is because of actually oil is going to be less important in the future because we're electrifying and we're finding other sources of fuel. So at the same time, petroleum is still out there and needs to diversify. And one way to diversify is into plastics. If you look at Tupperware, or back in the 80s or 90s, I think plastic was a thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, in these late 40 years or 50, almost 50 years onwards, we have a bunch and masses of plastic that we don't even know where to put it anymore. And they end up in the ocean.
Okay. I don't think there's a solution either, Ed, just for the record. But okay, I think plastic is gonna be forever. It's way too convenient, and it takes way too much like going out of your way to avoid plastic. I mean, like I said, the plastic bags and all these straw situations and stuff like that. But then you start wrapping things individually and all these things, and you make it harder for the consumer to buy like individual pieces without the need of using plastic. I think that's purposely done as well. So I don't like wasting time with stuff that's
But
you set in a trap for me. It is, and I agree, and I see that. But this is the thing, okay? Where I'm trying to go, and for this is the last question I have for you. So you have this message, and you believe to you have the solution, or at least a band aid for the situation. Let's say because no
yeah,
solution. How you put your message across? How do you get me to understand your message? Like
it
get me convince me that what I'm doing is wrong and that the solution is this, and if not, what are the consequences? And if I don't listen, like how you go about this then?
yeah, we have a technique in, and that is something I learned in the course I did for the politics I was in. Uh, Basically, you have four types of people that are on a chart, let's say, and one is on. Let's say I'm one person on the chart. I'm all in for going plastic less, to no plastic at all. Then you have some people on the chart that will fall in the category for uh, totally opposite. Like, yeah, I'm fine with using plastic. It's convenient, like Ed says.
Hmm.
He's on the other side of the chart. You won't be able to bring Ed to my side of the chart. That's just almost impossible. And then
Okay.
you have two other groups, and those are the ones that are in for the plastic, but don't mind having to do extra steps, or don't mind that don't want to yeah, do the hassle. And you have those who are against less plastic, but are also kind of, yeah, it's a hassle to argue about it. Let's just keep using plastic. So the ones that are actually closest to becoming less plastic, you can try to convince and convey them to do a little more effort. The ones that are on the other side, in the sense that they are a bit complacent to using plastic, but they don't have or find solutions or find it easy to become plastic less. Those you can sway a little bit towards the ones that are a little bit lenient towards not using plastic, and that's the type of arguments. And you have to identify what kind of person do I have across me. Are they willing, open to the narrative that I'm saying, or are they totally opposite or against it? So in that sense, you can say, okay, yeah, this definitely against it. This is a definite no. So yeah, thank you for listening, or thank you for your time, or thank you for yeah for stopping and informing or
So,
letting us know your opinion. And
but you're telling
what's
me
your
you don't
intention?
waste your time for those like Ed.
How so? Yeah, but okay, for me, an
It's
example.
a, it's a,
Uh,
it's a, it's a whole. Let me. Yeah, you have a point, Ed. But it's not simply due to plastic. It's consumption that's a problem. Like in the quantities we consume, either it's not enough or it's too much, and that's why we turn to using plastic. Shelf life of items, okay, it's too low, so that's why we use plastic. I mean, paper.
you can. There are some polymers that
A lot of plastic and a lot of waste ends up in the oceans. Ends up in the,
not only China, but Indian.
okay, out of the whole world, we are at a good level of garbage, creating garbage.
Not at all.
Okay, I
Not at
understand,
all.
not directly, but like I get it, I understand that. How and do what and do what? Like how you deal with this? And this, hmm, I just think it's such a big idea. Okay, yeah, okay,
Yeah, and
fair
this
enough.
is
Yeah, it kind of multiplies like the freaking harm it does all together. So many big complications. And what's the idea behind destroying your environment? I just don't understand it. Like you don't think you're gonna live long enough for your generations to come to feel the issues? Hmm. All right. So when it comes to this, are we done with this subject? No, I think it's not just the environment. It's like how do we protest and how we doing it correctly? I mean, I
I
find
mean,
it to be amazing that we just pick four types and I gotta fit into those four types and picking those types or limiting us to types of people is what's stopping us from being creative and doing more. Oh, I gotta fit in a group. Yeah. There, whoa, you can't do that for sure. I thought you was gonna say something else. Don't do that. Okay. Yes. Or the White House is was supposed. Yeah. Don't go to nobody's houses though to protest. You're gonna get in too much trouble. But yeah, you can go in front of the White House and protest there. Um, you can go. There's certain things you can do, like the smart way, man. Uh, uh, yeah, I don't understand either. I didn't understand that bit. But it's not about the work thing. Like, why are you taking away from me just because you disagree? Huh? Okay, I doubt that, but okay. um, he can't organize his thoughts already. He can't get the words out correctly either. And you're gonna interrupt the guy? Good idea. But these are not solutions.
You
And
to camp
don't.
out at the international financiers houses or
Yeah. That's how you go up missing. I don't know about your guys' solution, but I won't say anything because I don't have solutions. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Uh, so go coming up next, man. We have another issue at hand, right? Um, Ed, can we pause this real quick and get ready for the next one?
A lot of people
Okay. Wait, but
yeah,
before you let her play, no.
have the wrong idea that I went there for that reason. And if I had, to be quite frank, I wouldn't be talking right now because it had been a consensual transaction and done deal, and I would move on, you know? But that wasn't it. I wasn't even paid for over a decade later.
Trump isn't being prosecuted for paying hush money to silence her, but for hiding the payment through allegedly falsifying business records. He also denies ever having the affair.
I'm Mark DeMuro. I'm a New Yorker, and we're speaking because I, to my surprise, ended up being a prospective juror in the Trump trial.
He was one of 200 would-be jurors who were summoned to court but was later excused from the case. At the time, though, Mark was not aware of who the defendant was.
When I went in, I thought that it was going to be a 3 to 5 day trial. I had no clue. And then we were ushered into another room, and to our surprise,
2006 at this charity golf event in Lake Tahoe. She is the woman at the center of this scandal, and I spoke to her last year about that alleged sexual encounter with Donald Trump, which she told me began in July 2006 at this charity golf event in Lake Tahoe, just a year after he had married Melania, his third wife.
You know, I just went to use the restroom and came out, and he had come into the bedroom and taken off most of his clothes, and that's when it kind of took a hard left. It was truly shocking. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't discussed or hinted at or flirted about, or, you know, it's just like, oh my God, where are your clothes? And then I just felt really ashamed and felt really stupid. You know what I mean? Because I didn't think that's what it was about, and I'd spent so much time getting comfortable and chatting, and, you know, I was just caught off guard and I wasn't expecting that. A lot of people make you know, have the wrong idea that I went there for that reason. And if I had, to be quite frank, I wouldn't be talking right now because it had been a consensual transaction and done deal, and I would move on, you know? But that wasn't it. I wasn't even paid for over a decade later.
Trump isn't
that
being
Miss
prosecuted for paying.
McDougal? Is that Miss McDougal? Matugo? Oh,
He looks stormy. I don't understand either. Like, what is this? Ed? Help me out. Okay. Okay. If that, if that was it, if that was it, I mean, we wouldn't be having this issue or this conversation. Hmm. Okay. Is this a real thing? I haven't heard about that actually. Uh huh. Yeah. Uh huh. So she and what's the story behind that? Did he raise his niece or something? Oof. Yeah, that's odd. Okay, that's not cool. But there was no intimacy, right? Like, how is he not going to court? How is he not being arrested, investigated, or anything like that? Because beyond being the president, you are a human being, and you should be trialed and persecuted and all these things. That's a human being. Yeah, I heard that, but I didn't know what the story is. Hmm. Hmm. You seen the video for it? I would have to see that. Okay, like not that I'm defending him, but like, come on, dude. No, no. But I'm just saying, though, like you're not just gonna tell me something, and I'm gonna be like, oh well, he said so. Okay. Um. All right. Well, that's freaking crazy. Um. For sure. Well, talking about the trial, which doesn't make any sense or anything like that. The reason I bring it up is because a lot of people are talking about this incident that actually happened, but like I wanted to
are we
know a little
recording?
bit about. Was it?
Are we recording? Okay, my bad. Sorry. Go on.
Okay. So, the reason I'm bringing this up and everything is because how can I explain this, man? So many things happen, and we just focus on one of the aspects of the whole thing, right? And I just wanted to check out like the whole background behind this whole incident. Like, what's the idea behind it, and why pick this location? You know what I'm talking about, right? Um, okay. So what I'm referring to is the manifesto that was left behind. Yes. Well, okay. So just so we don't have to throw this out there just like this. A few weeks ago, um, we came across about 2 weeks ago, we came across this issue, right? Where Max, what was his name?
Zarello. Yeah.
Yeah, well, him. He ended up, taking his own life in front of the trials that were going on with Donald Trump. Well, we already seen this, and we made an episode on something similar to this, right? The soldier who did the same.
Yeah.
This one was very interesting because of the location he picked, the day he picked, and on top of all of this, he left behind a manifesto, not only explaining uh like what he was feeling that day or why he did it, but it also explains a whole bunch of things that like he felt he discovered, and he wanted to share that with the world, and this was his way of you know getting attention. Okay. I still don't know why pick this location or pick this day in particular, but Donald Trump is very famous, and also, anything that has to do with him and going to trial, legal issues, or anything like that, it blows up regardless of what, right? For one reason or another, it doesn't matter. Pick your side. Ed, what can you give me on this, man? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So one thing I want to throw out there, like I want to put in first before we even read this, okay? And I want to bring this into the conversation a little after you read the manifesto for us. I'm glad you have something to the side or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that, is there any like, I'll tell you this, and then we'll go from there. The, he have close people, family members, and all this. They're saying that he was going through some mental trauma, mental issues. He was taking antidepressants and stuff like that. So one of the questions I have is, before we even get started, is that does that make a difference on what he did, mental state, or was he depressed because of his findings and discoveries? Um, was he did he find himself at a spot where he knew what the issue was, but he didn't see himself being a solution, and this is the way that he wanted to bring a solution forward? And okay, that's good to know because I didn't. No, and whatever he claims sounds like a very. I read some of it and everything, and it sounds like a very well collected person. Like he could collect his ideas. Okay. Um, the other thing is like, was it necessary for him to lose his life, man, for to bring forward this message? Like, what if he just brought it up? Nobody would pay attention. You agree with that, Nagai?
Yes, to a certain extent,
Mm-hmm.
of course. I
It
mean,
would have took him years though for somebody to actually like look his way though.
exactly. And they would, of what they already are doing, would label him as a conspiracy theorist, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they would, yeah, he would not have any credibility left if he, yeah, by the time he gets out there into the public.
Yeah. Okay. Explain. How is it similar? Okay. I see. Okay. Kind of see your point. Okay.
Similar. Okay.
So I can see that. Okay, I understand. So Max losing his life, was that necessary? I understand. And wow, it's just so much to unpack. Yeah. Okay. Most of the stuff I agree, for what I read at least. I know this. Now this is my question, Ed, because after this I want you to read this because I want to see what you picked for important things on this, right? Um wow, I'm losing my train of thought, man. What was it? Am I? No, but like I just wanted to know, is it possible, I remember what it was, is it possible that you see in this video how they show where they left the note and they found it just like comfortably laying there or whatever? Is it possible that this manifesto was tampered with? Oh yeah, okay, okay. Because I seen people like discovering a piece of paper and stuff like that. Like, you think it's okay? I don't think he would come out with a binder. Let me just throw here this here real quick. Okay, and the whole information then came directly from him. You understand this? Was he working with somebody? Was he like analyzing this with somebody or having these conversations? Was no, but what I'm saying is like you think he had this conversation with another human being and talked about these issues and these his findings? Okay. With that being said, can we hear what you got? Mm-hmm. I would say continue. Go for it. I like it so far. It's carbonated water actually. It's yeah, it's like a Perrier. Like but I wait, but that part I've been saying for a long time, and now you believe it because he said it like fancier. Okay. Continue. Whatever. What else we got going on? Mm, okay. Mm. I don't like when you do that. So you're gonna pick out of the whole thing. You disagree with one thing, and that's where he's wrong. Okay. No problem. Listen, and I'll tell you this. I love the fact that you believe in a human being so much. I love it. I really love it. I wish I could find somebody who I believe in this much, as you believe in. Mm, okay. You know what? More than a few times, I have proven that you were wrong about me, but it's okay. Um, that's why these conversations are interesting to me, at least. Nagayan, what you got, man?
Oh, well, do you mean what piece did I take out of it?
No, do you have a take on this real quick that we should like dissect like for a second, and then we move on to what you got?
I mean, there's a lot said, and I think there's a lot of repetition in what he says as well. The that there's a bigger force behind it, that we are all, yeah, following the what they are putting
The
against us,
instructions are
kind of.
pretty much we following suits. Like
Exactly.
we are part of the plan, and our actions and reactions are part of the
Yes.
plan as well. But this is something me and Ed been agreed on even from the beginning. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We disagree on certain things when it comes to this, but yeah, we can see this. I don't understand how others can't. I don't understand how this is not noticeable. Is it worth You
What
can't
do you
believe
mean?
what? I do not. When I told you 2 years ago, we had a conversation about Donald Trump. I think he was president still, and you asked me if I would vote for him. What did I tell you about this? Him versus him, and this versus that, and this person.
Was the
That is
point was
that is one of the
basically
things.
if I find that there's someone that's gonna really represent me and do good by me, then I will vote. But as long as that person doesn't appear, I might as well.
No, but this is the thing, Ed. You cannot deny that I've been telling you this. All of this is a lie. Why even bother? Why go out of my way and vote for somebody who's not gonna do anything? Not just for me. This is not the thing. If it was beneficial for everybody else and not for me, I would be okay with that. Because I know I'm a complicated individual. Yeah. Out of all these people, Donald Trump is the only one that's not. I mean, okay, so this is my thing, and a few months ago I told you I would vote for Donald Trump, and there's a few reasons for that. Yeah. I know, I know, and I understand. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So the way yeah, you're right, and but the way I see it is either Donald Trump. You write it about Donald Trump and this is why he's getting attacked, or it's all a setup and he's part of, okay, and is one of the people who are getting like the highest benefits that's willing to be the bad guy for like most people and this and that and look good for others, right? I'm willing to be in the public eye. I'm really ready to be ridiculed, but I'm gonna get the highest profit out of this whole situation. I just don't. I haven't decided this. Like, what do you mean? You don't think these politics are getting? I'm not just politics, but like these people are getting paid behind. There's a whole bunch of freaking money that's being moved around by acting a certain way, by fitting in into the program. If you don't fit in, you get eliminated. Then help me. Okay, okay. No, no, no. Okay. When you say unlock the money, I'm thinking you're talking about like in a personal perspective, like how you unlock the situation for the money to come your way. Yeah. Actually, I just found out that, and yeah, that happens all around, at all times. But when the U.S. actually send money to Haiti, a lot of the money didn't actually, hit the accounts. Haiti stole the money and everything. Like they didn't do what they were supposed to do, but they didn't get the amount. Like the amount they said that was there wasn't the official amount that got to their pocket. Yeah, it is a scam. Okay, so what if Donald Trump and what is if they anticipate people who think like you, and they say, hey, we're gonna use Trump as like playing chess. You could use one of those important uh I don't know their names, and just throw it out there, and people are gonna love or hate them, and that creates something. That creates views. That creates like in a performance perspective. that brings. Mhm. Well, things were tense back then. Still, I don't know exactly. Politics is. Mhm. Is a moment. Yeah, I agree. I'm not even lying. Like I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was the one that was gonna bring forward our current issues. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I don't know myself if you are correct or not. But this is the thing. This whole thing to me is just a whole act, a whole lie. It's just how you attract. Like when you're watching an MMA fight, you want either you the guy that everybody hates and they want you to lose, or you're the guy, the humble guy that everybody loved, and they want you to underdog to win, right? Both of them are bringing views. Both of them are bringing money. But okay. Hmm. For the greater good, though. Um, okay. Well, regardless of what, this situation might be true and everything, and that might be wrong, but only time will tell who's right and who's wrong. And if I'm freaking right, Ed, I mean, me pointing out that you were wrong and I was right won't do anything because we're gonna be screwed if I'm right. So whatever. Um, okay, but moving on. So this guy, what else you wanna like? Uh, actually, Nagayan, you had something. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I
with that.
wanna I wanna come back on something because what makes us believe, because indeed we are promoting this, we are putting it out there, we have shared our opinion on these kind of perspectives where we try to see behind the scenes who is in control, who's actually in charge, calling out the shots. But what makes it that we are, when we get the traction we have, or either anybody like Max uh, gets out to the public and gets their word out, like this is actually going on, this is what's happening behind the scenes, these names are uh, makes us believe that we're not being we're not going to be labeled as conspiracy theorists and being blackmailed. So yeah, what's stopping them from also marking us as such, or any other person that is dead on dead on point on the truth? That's something that concerns me, and that's yeah,
You
not to
talking
say that
about us in particular, like all three of us?
not us in particular, but us as humans, and as people that find the truth, that those people who search for the truth and find it and want to share it.
Hmm.
Yeah, who's stopping the forces, or the elites, or however you want to call it, factions?
I, I mean,
Who's
look,
stopping them from
if
from
if you if you have a brain, this guy, it's like the living example of somebody who have something to that they believe in so much that they were willing to literally
die,
die for it. Not only die, because it's not like you willingly light yourself on
suffer?
fire like that.
Yeah,
Like that's torture.
yeah.
You understand? It's not like you keeping it secret and you're staying quiet and you can't betray your nation. No, 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 no. He's doing the opposite. He could have stayed quiet, but not only he didn't stay quiet, he was willing to die for what he believed is true. So I think if you have a brain, this is something you should look into. Form your own opinion. Educate yourself. I mean, that's why we so lost. Nobody's interested in freaking educating themselves. I'm not that smart, but I'm trying to educate myself. I'm trying to learn. I'm able to hold a conversation and ask questions. That's a good start. Start from
Mm.
there.
Yeah, and good point. I don't know if you have anything on that, Ed, that you think you want to hook on to.
So convincing how many people would make it worth it, in your opinion? But what's a good number for you, Ed? Oh, he he, he convinced you of certain things, right? Like he
Or he confirmed, at least he confirmed.
yeah, exactly. Mm, I see the issue here. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, agreed.
I think
I see your point, man.
yeah,
That
I
is
think I'm gonna revert back to the four different stances that people might have in this, and he might have persuaded some to looking into this and having this as a perspective,
mhm.
and maybe becoming a little bit lenient to yeah the conspiracies out there or actual truths, put it like that. But yeah, I couldn't put a number on this either. I don't think I would uh, unless I go crazy. I wouldn't light myself on fire or die for the truth I possess. I would go far to try and divulge it and share it as we are doing right now, but I won't.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's me. Would you do it, Lito?
Okay. So it just depends, and that's a great question, man. Because is this a true? I would die for many things. I don't think I would die for that reason. I would
A long time. He had a fire extinguisher in his backpack, but they didn't know us, of course. But that's
they were around the scene.
Mhm.
I
Took
felt
some
like they
time.
were around. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, and this is the problem with people, man. There's those who don't care, and those who care watch at around them to make sure, like, am I doing the right thing? Should I jump in? Somebody's gonna help, so I can jump in. Like we have that doubt too.
Mhm.
So I don't
And
know.
a lot of people were filming, by the way.
Yeah, but
No, I still
no.
have something to
You
add to.
you you asked me a question about me dying or not dying, and I'll tell you this. I think it's worth dying for the truth. Now, this is the question at hand, man. The problem is we don't have an organization, and your captain dying or whatever is an issue. And me dying by myself would end the fight of me versus you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's a big flaw with this whole issue. issues and chaos or whatever, because this is America. I
This
think
is
I
America.
I think that would do us a lot of good. There's people who are unplugging. There's people who are disconnecting themselves from these issues, little by little. We just gotta stay alive and stick around to pass it on too. Does, does that make sense? Because the best idea would be for us to just pass on. Like if all my enemies died, I can say whatever to the next generation. Like, does that make sense? Anybody who
Yeah.
opposed me is gone. It's my story then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that sounds crazy, if like, but that's what I think.
Mm,
I don't know.
yeah.
And again, you said you
That's a
have
good.
something else, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I would just to hook in on that. The one who wins the wars are mostly the times getting the
To
story.
tell the
So
story. Yeah, absolutely.
exactly. And if you look back in history, you're gonna find out, if you really look into it and you hear stories from the other sides, also from the losing parties, and how that went. And sometimes there are two winning parties. So yeah, there's more sides to a story than the one that we get presented to.
Simple as this. Look, Christopher Columbus came back and said, well, I found land, I found gold, I found riches.
Yeah.
He's the one telling that freaking story, right? They're like, oh, well, take all these boats, take all this money, take all these resources. And he came back with results. But when they investigated what was behind his story and allowed somebody else to tell that story, then he ended up in jail. It's that easy.
Mm.
Oh, but
Interesting.
now we got a society. Now we organize. Now we got the. It doesn't take away though.
Mm.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
It
Okay,
started from the beginning.
but to my point in this whole, I have several, but I'm just gonna read one to keep it short.
Yeah.
So, why on earth this yeah, why on earth would our elites do this? There are many reasons, but the simplest is because capitalism is unsustainable, and they knew it. Climate change and resource extraction would catch up eventually, so they never intended to sustain it. Yeah, I know. I realize they knew all along that they would gobble up all the wealth they could and then yank the rug out from under us so they could pivot to a hellish fascist dystopia. So why this got to me? Yeah, of course, the parts climate change and resource extraction. These are episodes we also did about mining and all these things that we're doing that they're not sustainable for the long run. We have discussed this already, and that we seem to like turn the other cheek when it's happening out there. Not per se me or you, or but for the general public. Yeah, let's go make all these electric cars and say it's sustainable, and that's that push. um yeah, I drove an electric car, and by the time I realized, but wait a minute, these electric cars have to come from somewhere. These resources has to come from somewhere. So where are they coming from? And that's when you start to look into it and realize, wait a minute, this isn't sustainable at all. This isn't. uh Batteries die in once in the 10 years or 13 years, and you have to replace them. So yeah, your car only lasts as long as your batteries last, and the footprints is way larger if you use. Come on, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And this is again a confirmation to me as well, that we are exactly going towards where they want us to go. And they got me convinced. How many others? They have so much of us convinced in doing the right thing, leaning towards the right thing. But what is the right thing eventually? What is the actual right thing? And it's what I wanna come clear about. I fall for it too at times. I agree, and I think we all do, that we believe one side of the story or the other side, or you just go with the narrative without really actually analyzing and thinking things through. Wait a
Mm.
minute, why is this being pushed? Why is this all of a sudden required or needed? Or weren't we good as the way we were? And just to realize how far we are as a society from getting towards the truth, instead of going away from it and being deceived by these parties.
Mm. Can't hear you, Ed.
Yeah, yeah. This is yeah.
Mm.
Zarello.
Mm. Um, is that where you want to cut it? Thank you guys for watching. This has been an Unidentified Podcast. We out.
You on the next.